Welcome back, Lil Rhody Sports Talk listeners. This is going to be podcast number 13, brought to you by the host, Aaron Cicilline, tonight. Don't worry, at the end of the week, we're going to have some more videos potentially coming out, and Josh and Kyle will be here again. But tonight, wanted to bring you guys a couple baseball videos. We've only done one baseball video on the channel so far, but we hope to keep expanding and going back and forth through present news and hypothetical stuff. You guys have heard the spiel before. But before we start into our first video, we're going to go into an ad from our sponsor, Anthony's Jewelers.
Anthony's Jewelers presents Rhode Island's biggest diamond, wedding band, and gold chain sale ever. Interested in buying a diamond at 60% off, a wedding band at 50% off, or gold chains at 65% off? Round diamonds, princess cut, and oval diamonds are being shipped at 60% off for this sale only. Go to anthonysjewelers.com to make an appointment or call 401-996-2100. Rhode Island's biggest diamond, wedding band, and gold chain sale ever. Now going on. Anthony's Jewelers, North Providence, where Rhode Island gets engaged.
Alrighty, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed that ad. And like I said, very easy to get onto the website. You guys saw the video. You guys saw all the deals. Make sure if you hear it from the video, I want you guys to go in and say you came from Lil Rhody Sports Talk. That'd make everybody so happy. And go on from there. But today, our first video from MLB The Show, in the background for our gameplay, I hope you guys enjoy that as well. It's going to be the first couple innings. We're going to talk about Barry Bonds, just talking about him in general and see how that goes. We're going to talk about the steroid era, and we're going to talk about the new era now with deadened baseballs. But yeah, the first thing I want to get into is Barry Bonds. I mean, Barry Bonds is a big name when it comes to, baseball. A lot of people, there's really no in between with Barry Bonds. It's either you love him, you think he's a Hall of Famer, you think he's one of the best players ever, or the best player ever, or you hate him because you're an integrity baseball guy or woman. For that case, both people watch baseball. So, I just think there's a big misunderstanding with the value of steroids. Like, obviously, it makes you stronger, it makes you better. I completely understand, but when it comes to baseball, if you take steroids, you need to be, good at baseball still. Like, let's talk about baseball. Like, a player in baseball that's really not that great. Like, let's just say Kiki Hernandez in the Red Sox. He's a guy, if you want to took steroids, he usually hits around 10 home runs a year maybe. He might hit 20 home runs the next year. But does that really, does that improve his average, or does that improve his, what he is to the Boston Red Sox? It depends, because he's supposed to be a leadoff hitter, a contact guy, an on-base type of guy. So it's like, you have to look at every little inventory or different spiel of it. But just to move on, instead of looking through hypothetical stuff. So basically, Barry Bonds, in my eyes, is the best player to play baseball, because he did everything. He was a Gold Glover. He won MVPs. He was speed. He could steal a bunch of bases. He was power. He was contact. He had a good average. Bunch of hits in his career. A really good on-base percentage, good slugging percentage, good OPS. Like, he had everything a great baseball player was. And if you were kind of complaining about the integrity and stuff of how baseball is, I completely understand that side of it. I do. But you also have to really think of, like, that was the most fun era of baseball, which moves into our next topic. And just to answer the question quickly, yes, Barry Bonds is a Hall of Famer in my eyes, and he should have been a unanimous Hall of Famer. And to the people who vote for him for the Hall of Fame, have a lot of issues when it comes to that. But I'm not part of the committee, obviously. I don't see why people would ever put me on there, because they'd probably hear me just complaining and all that stuff. But I definitely agree that he's a Hall of Famer, which brings me to my next topic of, I want to talk about the steroid era. Steroid era, like I said, the most fun era of baseball ever. Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, Barry Bonds, just to name a couple of those players. Maybe you could put Big Papi on there, I'm sure. I have my speculations, but you want to put Big Papi on there? Sure, put Big Papi on there. You want to put A-Rod on there, obviously. Go ahead. Manny Ramirez, sure. But guess what? Those were the best players to play the game. It was exciting to come to the ballpark and watch those guys play baseball because it was ridiculous over and over again. And if anything, that should put extra effort into some of those players who pitched during that era. Pedro Martinez, Randy Johnson, Kurt Schilling, just to name a few players. Like, people don't ever take into consideration that how good those pitchers were and had to be in that era because these guys were kind of like cracked out of their mind because they're adding power onto an already very special baseball player. You know what I mean? So I think that the steroid era was the best era ever, and it needs to be brought up again. Like, that era needs to be recognized as what kind of revolutionized the sport of baseball, because now you look at baseball now, I'm not saying it's boring, but MLB has a very tough time marketing their players right now for what it's worth, and I don't think MLB does a good enough job of putting, like, I don't really know how to explain it. Like, they have a really tough time of putting you in the spotlight. Like, you have one of the best athletes ever in Mike Trout, who's probably a clean player. You know, they try to, I think it was, 2 years ago maybe, they try to put, like, an HGH case on top of him, but he's just a stud. He's a monster. He's a natural talent. But you never see him anywhere. Like, you never see him in anything, which is sad, because with his talent and his name and how he is in the community, like with Los Angeles and stuff, he's one of the biggest markets ever when it comes to baseball and stuff like that. Like, people need to realize that, and they have a tough time. But they were able to do that with ease back then because of how big of a name Big Papi was and Manny. Baseball was fun. They need to get back to that aspect. I'm not saying bring back steroids, but I'm saying bring back the fun. They need to find a way to revolutionize the game again and bring those guys back. And what was it? The third topic I want to talk about is deadened baseballs, which also leads from the thing I was trying to talk to you viewers about. Is last year or the past 2 years, there's been a record amount of baseball, because that's what baseball is now. Home runs. When it comes to baseball, it is home run, strikeout, home run, strikeout. There's really no in between. There's a lot of guys. You know, there's some guys who still hit for, average. And they come in and do their thing. That's for sure. There's no denying any of that. You know, Mike Trout's still hitting 300. And then there's guys like Shohei Ohtani, who's an absolute freak in nature. Throwing 100 miles per hour. Probably hit you 25, 30 home runs in a year. Like, how crazy is that talent? You know? I just think that deadened baseballs is a bad idea because it's kind of admitted. Rob Manfred kind of came out and admitted that they did that in an intentional way to make the game more fair. I think is pitchers need to revolutionize the game and become better players. That's just what it is. You need more guys like Trevor Bauer. We're going to talk about him in one of the next two videos as well. Trevor Bauer is one of the pitchers that you need to look up to as a person. That's just what it is. But like I said, deadened baseballs, not the go-to. And just to say, I don't even know. It's just crazy. I think that baseball is in a tough place right now because they're in between eras. They're in such a talented era right now that they need to find a way to put Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, and stuff like that. And I promise you, a way of helping market your players is not ruining the integrity of the game. Adding unnecessary, stupid rules to your game, Rob Manfred. Putting the runner on second base in extra innings, not a good rule. Not having a universal DH, not a good rule. You need kids to watch the game again and have fun again. And adding those two things is not how you do it. And that's just my 2 cents. And we'll talk about it more. There's going to be more podcast-filled ideas when it comes to baseball and stuff, so we're going to do that again. Don't worry. But I want to get like a couple quick topics and stuff out there, and we want the viewers to get in on this as well. But this was the first video. It was kind of quick. We're going to have a couple quick videos and stuff like that. We're going to try and get more straight to the point topics for the future. And hope you guys enjoy maybe the shorter videos, because if we could put out shorter videos and stuff like that through when we play video games and stuff, I think that'd be better for viewers, and I think that'd be better for the purpose of getting more out there. We want more interaction with our fans, with any viewer, any subscriber, any person who follows us on the Apple Podcast, the Spotify, anything like that. So we guys hope you enjoy. And like I said, we're gonna run it through again. We really want you guys to go watch our ad from our sponsor. He's an awesome person. It's an awesome place to go to. And we're gonna run it out to you guys again. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed this first part of the video, and let us know what you guys think about the shorter topics as well. We want you guys to tell us. But thank you. Hope you guys have a good day, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Anthony's Jewelers presents Rhode Island's biggest diamond, wedding band, and gold chain sale ever. Interested in buying a diamond at 60% off, a wedding band at 50% off, or gold chains at 65% off? Round diamonds, princess cut, and oval diamonds are being shipped at 60% off for this sale only. Go to anthonysjewelers.com to make an appointment, or call 401-996-2100. Rhode Island's biggest diamond, wedding band, and gold chain sale ever. Now going on. Anthony's Jewelers, North Providence, where Rhode Island gets engaged.